Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. I like making things out of paper, and I like making things cooler. Especially my figures. Sometimes figures don't look all that screen accurate. All they need is a bit of touch up here and there to unleash their hidden potential. I also love using everyday tools and materials to recreate iconic scenes from my figures, so they can shine on my display. Subscribe to my channel and join my DIY adventure as I ask myself the same question every week. Can I make it? Last week, I worked on the original Shuri figure, giving her her screen-accurate look back, including her braid and her jaw piece. Check it out if you haven't already. I originally planned on ending the year with Shuri's Black Panther, but I don't have the figure yet. What I do have is this original Black Panther figure with the purple glowing effect. I already worked on a non-glowing Black Panther a while back. I made the Wakanda throne for him. I personally prefer this version more. To me, this purple is synonymous with Black Panther, and T'Challa's head's pretty good too. Let's deconstruct this figure. There's an FAQ on the paint and brushes I use in the description box below. Disclaimer: I think this figure is perfectly fine the way it is. I just want to see if I can elevate what's already there. The purple they used is awesome. It's such a beautiful metallic purple, but it looks more like a permanent design element than a glow. So I want to see if I can maybe dull it down slightly to make it appear more like it's glowing from within. The masked head looks amazing. Just like the non-glowing one, the details are so well done. It is missing the purple glow on its ears though. As for T'Challa's head, it's also great. The colors looks a bit dull. I think some minor adjustments can improve it a bit more. This is already an awesome figure. It doesn't need any makeover. My goal is to see if I can make it a little less like a cool toy and more like an MCU figure, if that makes sense. So, can I make it? Starting with the suit. In the movie, the Black Panther suit isn't metallic, as in it's not reflective. The texture resembles fabric even though it's made out of vibranium. So I'm going to mattify the black by rubbing a thin layer of black over it to reduce the shine. This should also make the purple glow stand out even more due to the contrast. Next, before I reduce the purple glow, let me try and mix myself the same metallic purple first, just in case I need to fix something. Alright, I'm ready. Let me test this on the back. Let me see what happens if I dab watered down black paint on the purple lines. Interesting. Some of the paint seeped into the crevices, bringing out the texture a little bit. Let me try this on the legs, but sporadically. It makes me a bit sad to see that it's not as metallic anymore, but I'm trying to achieve more of a natural glowing look. What do you think? It looks pretty good, I think. Okay, let me do it to the rest of the figure. Now let me add the final glow lines with my metallic purple. There are these lines on his chest, and this line on his abdomen, and a few more on his legs. It's very subtle. It kinda looks like the glow is fading out. Alright, just some final touch-ups with the silver, especially his toes. Onto the head. A quick thin layer to mattify the black first. And then I'm gonna paint his ears purple. The purple kinda match. Nice. As for T'Challa's head, it's already pretty good. I'm gonna add a thin layer of warm brown to warm up the face. I also want to define his beard a bit more with black paint. and mattify the hair with the black as well. Here's the finished head. The changes are very subtle. The biggest change are the 2 white dots I added onto his eyes. It's a small touch that makes the head a bit more realistic looking in my opinion. Alright, here's the before and after. I have to admit, the before stands out more. Did I make the figure worse? Let's take a closer look. To defend myself, while I still think the before looks cooler as a toy, the after feels a bit more realistic, especially if I look at it by itself. The purple looks less metallic and a bit more like a glow. And here's Black Panther unmasked. Okay, I think in this scenario, the after is better. It looks less toy-like. Alright, that was a fun experiment. This is one of the few times where obviously I prefer my painted version, but I still think the original figure is perfectly fine the way it was, and didn't really need to be fixed. The changes are so subtle that even I could barely tell what I've done. I want to display this figure with Killmonger, but in order for this figure to fit in aesthetically, it needed to look a little less toy-like. So, Killmonger and Black Panther only really interacted in their respective outfits in the final act of the movie. But that final battle isn't the best. But the scene afterwards is much better in my opinion, where Killmonger gets to finally witness the Wakanda sunset with his own eyes, and T'Challa understanding the impact his father has caused. So I thought it would be cool if I could recreate the Black Panther statue scene. I made the Wakanda throne with the laser engraver, and the Telecom one with laser engraver and clay. For this one, I'm going to use paper due to the shape and size of the statue. Okay, I know the proportions look a bit funky, but I want to focus more on the head than the rest of the statue. Alright, let's build. Cut, fold, and glue all the tabs together. I've seen some comments saying my displays are out of scale and wish they were bigger. I get you, and I'd love to do that too. When I first started making these, I did make a few that were almost 1-to-1 scale with the figures, like my Beast Wars Optimus vs Dinobot display, the Iron Man Stark Tower display, and the Shang-Chi display. I love all 3, but they take up so much space that they can only be placed on top of horizontal shelves, and I'm already out of those shelf spaces. I prefer displaying my figures and dioramas in these IKEA detail cabinets. I can fit 4 in each cabinet and they look amazing in them. And best of all, they remain dust free. I can easily swap what's in them without worrying about the displays not fitting in there. And because my display collection will continue to grow, this is the most optimal approach for me. This is the biggest I can make the statue without it being oversized for my display cabinet. It's still a pretty decent size, and I love how geometric it looks. It's going to look so cool in black. So, to speed up the process, I'm going to spray paint it. Here it is. It looks pretty solid. It almost looks like it's not made out of paper. Let me paint the cave/mountain first. It's a bit dark. Let me brighten the brown a bit and make it look more like soil. Alright, time to see if I can make the cave glow. Okay, I'm feeling ambitious. Now I want an entire statue to have that glowing effect too. Why? I don't know, it just feels right. Also, it'll bring out the definition that got lost after I spray painted it. Ooh, it's starting to look very cool. Look at that. Let me add the teeth. That's way too distracting. Be right back. That's much better. And one last thing. I'm going to place a little piece of styrofoam terrain under this paw to elevate it a bit. Ta-da! The statue is finished. Okay, the extended arm looks a bit funny. It's extending a bit more than I anticipated. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. It kinda looks like it has its own personality. And it still looks huge behind Black Panther and Killmonger. I'm glad I went with the blue glow on the statue because that makes the gold and the purple on the figures pop even more. Alright, let's take some photos. I highly recommend this Black Panther figure. It's just so cool. I have the original, but not the re-release, so I don't know if they made any big changes. This is my personal preference, but I do like the purple effect a bit more here after dulling it down slightly. But I can totally see why one would prefer the original look too. It's cool either way. But what's also cool is having the Black Panther statue as a backdrop. I can have a figure sit on the paw here and do a variety of poses. What do you think? Do you like what I've done? Let me know down below. The main reason why I wanted to make this is so that I can include Killmonger in my display. They look so awesome together. The accent colors are so subtle, yet they pop so nicely against the black. Why fight when you can just get along? Another cool thing about having the statue as a backdrop is that I can now display all my Black Panther figures together. And they won't look too out of place. Okay, Namor kinda looks out of place, but I didn't want to exclude him here. Anyway, I think this is pretty cool. I'm definitely going to add Shuri's Black Panther to this display once I get her. Quick question, I've only seen promotional images of the figure. It looks pretty good. If I were to work on it, what should I do? Anyway, thanks again for watching. Give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Happy holidays and I'll see you soon. I can make it, so can you.